Are you feeling a little anxious and overwhelmed? These feelings can make it hard to shift gears when you're trying to get in the mood. However, with Dipsea, you can just focus on what makes you feel good. Dipsea has a sexy story for you to indulge in all your fantasies. Dipsea is an app full of hundreds of short, sexy audio stories designed by women for women. Hear the sexy voices of Saranus J. Jackson, ER Fightmaster, Luke Cook, and many others in stories like you've never heard before. New content is released every week, so in between listening to your favorite stories again and again, you can always find something new to explore. Dipsea also has sleep stories, wellness sessions, and now they offer written stories. It's your go-to place to spice up your me time, explore your fantasies, or heat things up with a partner. They bring scenarios to life with immersive soundscapes and characters, no matter who you're into or what turns you on. Find stories about that intriguing coworker with a British accent or hooking up with your hot yoga instructor. For listeners of the show, Dipsea is offering an extended 30-day free trial when you go to dipseastories.com/think. That's 30 days of full access for when you go to DIPSEA stories.com/think. dipseastories.com/think. From cringing at the pump to getting an eye-popping check at your favorite restaurant, inflation is hitting us all where it hurts. And it really hurts. That's why I started using Upside. Upside is an incredible app for anyone who buys gas, groceries, or dines out. With every purchase, I'm earning cash back thanks to Upside. I recently moved to a new city, and I'm still trying to figure out where the best gas stations are. So I use Upside to see where I can get money back and save on gas. And it's so easy to use. Upside is pretty much a no-brainer. To get started, download the free Upside app, use my promo code THINK, and get $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more. Next, claim an offer for whatever you're buying on Upside. Check in at the business, pay as usual with a credit or debit card, and get paid. In comparison to credit card rewards or loyalty programs, you can even earn 3 times more cash back with Upside. Upside users are earning more than $1 million every week. That's probably why they have a 4.8 star rating on the App Store. So, I'm going to need you to download the free Upside app and use promo code THINK to get $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more. That's $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more using promo code THINK.
Welcome back to our podcast. We jumped right into this episode. Welcome to the Think Loud crew.
Woo woo.
Cheyenne speaking, by the way.
And this is Shannon.
And my name is R.
Okay, I just want to tell you guys this quick story. So, yeah, I know. This morning, I forgot that I had an interview with Essence, and I was really excited when I got the interview originally to talk about the new premiere of Teen Mom coming out, because I feel like Essence doesn't really, in the years that I've done Teen Mom, I don't ever remember doing like press for Essence. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, look at, okay, little black girl magic happening.
I love it. Because they have not been there in the past.
No,
I love that.
So I was really excited when I got the interview, but then I put in my calendar and life is lifing. So like, I'm in the car and I get this 15-minute alert that I have the interview. And luckily it was over the phone. I wanted to pull over so bad and do the interview and like be able to like turn my brain off and just focus on this, but it just didn't happen that way. But the whole point of my story is I did press week all last week. You guys may have not seen some of the interviews come out. I've had a few people ask me to comment on some comments that were made and whatever else. I did to me, it felt like 20 interviews. Maybe in real life, it was like 10 or 15. Or maybe it was 20. Maybe it really was 20. Out of all the interviews, like I can't really remember, like nothing really stood out as just normal interviews. Today, the lady who interviewed me, she started off her interview with saying like, thanks for doing this. And she was like, before I start recording you, I always ask everybody I interview with before I start, how is their mental health?
Oh,
and I was like, sitting in my car, and I want to say, what, sis?
I'm about to cry.
Do you really want to know? Or like, is this when people ask you like, hey, how are you
How are
doing?
you?
And you're like, I'm good, how are you? Like, I'm like, do you really want me?
Do you need to really answer this question?
How
Or
much time do we have for you to listen to me answer about how my mental health is before you have to press record? Because I can really break it down right now. And I was in the car and I'm like, this is
I love that.
And not-
So she checked in.
yes. And I was like,
Yeah.
wow, she checked in. And she checked in off of like the strength of just checking in. Like she didn't
Mhm.
check in to record it. She didn't check in to write an article. Like she checked in just to be real. And I was like, it just made me feel so good to have someone
I like that.
check on me. And you don't even know me. We don't
Right,
even
especially somebody who's interviewing you and
Yes.
trying to get the tea or whatever out of you.
I like that she asked that just as because that helps, like that's like a good icebreaker with you. Just so that you're not on the defense or like, what is this person gonna write about me, or what kind of questions are they gonna hit me
Yeah.
with, So I think that's really cool, and that's really refreshing to know that there are people like on the reporting side and the interviewing side who are checking in with
their
the
talent.
guests, the
Their
talent ahead of time. Yeah, I think that's really important. So y'all, if y'all listening in, if anyone is listening to this and you guys are in a position to where you may be interviewing or like, just dealing with other people, check in with them, because you never know what they're going through, and you never know like what that question can really mean in a
mean to
conversation
somebody.
in that moment. Yes.
Well, I was so ready to just pull over because I was low-key so taken back from it, because I'm sitting there, I'm driving, I'm rushing because I was late to my last appointment. I've been filming so much for Teen Mom Next Chapter, and I'm just like overwhelmed with life happening on top of everything, like just life on top of life on top of life right now.
Yeah.
And I was so ready to just pull over and cry, because I'm like, this lady who does not even know me
Right.
from a can of paint, and asked me such a simple question, but it went such a long way. And she has no idea how like emotional and how it just made me feel so good. And then, but it just felt good. So the point of my whole story is what you said, to check in on other people, because you just never know how it can really make someone else's day with just saying a simple question of, how's your mental health?
Yeah. Did you answer honestly, or did you
Oh,
answer?
hell no. No, I didn't. We would have still been on the phone right now. And that interview was at 9 a.m. It's not be 7 p.m. at night.
She said that
on the phone.
they're not paying her enough for that intake.
No. I just gave her.
I gave her a little bit, and then I was like, "Shy, you cannot sit here and tell this lady all your problems."
She would be like, "Yo, I went in to just be like, hey, Teen Mom's coming back, and I got way more than what I ever actually."
She would have walked away with a headache, like a real
that girl's Cheyenne.
I swear, I was like, damn, I wish I could really sit here and list off how my mental health is doing, but I'm gonna have to hit you with the life is lifing, sis.
Do you remember her name?
I want to say it was Shonda, but I don't want to be wrong, but I really think it's Shonda.
Well, I'm praying that her name is Shonda, because I'm just gonna say a quick prayer. I really hope that Shonda circles back with you in the next 6 months, and that she can get that one-on-one with you and be able to ask you that question again, and you can like just be like, hey Shonda,
Yeah,
here it is.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I feel it. I feel like a lot of the interviews,
that'd be cool.
Everybody is asking like, what's going on in this chapter of your life? Because the whole show is now called Teen Mom Next Chapter.
Oh, so what have your answers
So-
been like? What is going on in this next chapter of your life?
Hold on. Zach's walking.
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Just going from here to the backyard.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Come on.
Zach is like our guest today.
I'm coming. Hold on. Yeah, say hi.
Thank you. Hi, guys. Say
Hey,
hi to the
guys.
podcast.
Hi Terry. Hi Carrie. Zach's parents.
Why can't I be on the podcast?
You can come on the podcast. We would love to have you on.
Yes. some gooey cakes?
Zach, wait, Zach, you left your phone.
Can the gooey cakes
I still have
be
your phone.
mailed?
I hate him.
Uh-uh.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Okay, thank you.
All right,
Like
come on.
20 minutes, Zach.
20 minutes, okay. All
right.
Back in 20 minutes exactly.
Okay. Take all 3 of your friends. All right.
Not all 3. Is that
So yeah,
Ace, Deuce, and Bank?
yeah.
Yes.
So the show is now called Teen Mom Next Chapter, and it's like covering us in this next phase of life. And it's combined the girls from Teen Mom OG and Teen Mom 2.
Ooh.
So a lot of the questions were like, how is this chapter,
That's an interesting question.
of your life? And I get they're asking it that way because of the show title, but I'm really thinking, and it really has me thinking. So now I'm going to ask you guys the question.
What is your chapter?
How is this chapter going for you? Like, if someone asks you that, how is your chapter going? And like, what's your chapter title? And I'm like, shit, what the fuck is my chapter title?
Oh,
What
this
has-
is exciting.
What is your chapter
It-
title?
I couldn't come up
Title.
with stuff. So I always, when I can't like answer questions, I always like deviate and try to answer it in like a different way. So I don't sound like a dummy, but I don't sound like I blew the whole question off.
I hear you. Yeah.
But it really has me thinking like, what is this chapter's title of my life? And if someone really does say like, how is this chapter going for you? What would your answer be? Kyle, you can go first.
Okay, so I always take mine back to our words. So mine is recovery. And that's just in the sense of, I feel like I've been working. And now I'm at a place where it's like things are starting to happen, but this is like part of like my recovery process and just like what's been going on for me in the last couple of years. So in terms of like, what is this chapter? I would say this is like my like healing, and not my healing, but it's like my rebuilding.
I like rebuilding.
Yeah, it's when I say recovery, it's like, after all the dust is settled and like you've been able to do like an evaluation and you've had your moments of stillness, now I'm like, okay, like I've done my evaluation and this is what we're doing to actually start to like build and rebuild after the recovery. So, and I feel like
a lot.
Me too.
Yeah.
And I like how you said after the dust is settling.
And after you've had your moment of stillness, I'm like, damn.
I saw it all.
Yeah, you guys have to tune into the YouTube and watch her hand motion.
Right.
but I just like, that's how I feel it. And it's interesting because it's like, I feel like it's a completely different chapter. Like, it's not like, oh, what's the next page? People are like, oh, what page are you on in life? Or like, oh, meet me on this page. Nah, we're off that page. We're in a completely new chapter. There's new characters now, and it's
so if this
your
is
stories being
rebuild
integrated.
chapter,
Yes.
if this is your rebuild chapter, if someone says what was 2 chapters ago or what was last chapter, do you know?
Damn.
Like, what's your answer then?
We don't look in the past.
It's not even like, it was precise chaos.
It was what?
Precise chaos.
Okay.
That shit was crazy, but it was like precise with it at the same time. Like,
That shit was that bitch this is the karate chop.
yeah, precise chaos. But now I feel like, we're getting to that like smooth, we're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like I've said a couple episodes, like I feel like I've gotten over this hump in my life. And that's not just, that's in like different aspects of my life, just overall. And that rebuild is here.
Yeah. Okay, Shannon, you're next. What chapter are you in?
I keep hearing in my head the word growth. I think this chapter has been a little bit of a roller coaster, but my growth has for sure shown me a lot this year, as in with work and with who I am as a woman, as a mother, and what I can do Sometimes I give myself imposter syndrome with what I do in like my work and like everything. I guess just everything I do. So I think just growth. I've just seen myself, doors open, trusting my path. So yeah, I don't have all the dust falling down and all this other stuff, but I do feel like I would piggyback on what Kyle said of just healing as well. I think I'm just more in tune with myself a little bit. I still have my rocky points with like what I want in relationships.
So a little bit of like growing pains thrown in.
Yeah, a lot of, I feel like
Let's say it's renovation. We're in a state of renovating.
Yes,
Bitch, we have a whole house being built. We renovating, we rebuilding.
Right. So I guess renovating, like I feel everything is just, I'm putting my pieces of the puzzles together this time around in this chapter. I'm putting my pieces together. Maybe some pieces I thought were placed the right way weren't. But I'm definitely in a renovating chapter in my life and it feels good. I feel like especially when you go through those humps during that process of thinking like, damn, I'm not getting where I need to be. And then God's like, pow, like, gotcha. So I feel like I keep having those moments where I get shown like, no, you're fine. Like, just keep going hard and keep trusting the process. So
I like that.
Yeah. What about you, Cheyenne?
You know, this is the question I deviated a lot because this chapter of my life has been, it's like so hard to put a title on it because there's so many phases of it within one. What, Kyle?
I was gonna say this title of your life is called reframing. So
I'm
it's
so
like
done with the house references. I thought you were gonna say like tear it down or something like.
No, when I say reframing, it's like you're trying to, without saying too much, you're having to think or reposition or revisualize like yourself within certain experiences. And it's also like you're in this state where you're going through a lot of changes, so in like the most literal frame, like the literal way, like you're literally creating like a whole new image for your family right now, with just wedding, education.
I called you before my interview.
You should. Yeah, that's the crazy part. Like when Cheyenne does these interviews,
I should have called you before my interview, girl. Because
no, what you need to do whenever next year with press week, ask for questions ahead of time. If you can get questions ahead of time,
we get briefs and stuff like that. But like I've been doing this, not to sound weird, but like I've been doing this for a long time, so I can.
I know.
And like I was tired that day, so they got what they got.
I know you're tired. I'm here to help you.
When I talk about this chapter, like what this chapter is for me, I was telling my dad this the other day, or our dad this other day. My bad. I feel like I've never worked so hard in my life, like ever. I feel like I have literally these past few months have hustled my fucking ass off, like to the point where I've had like my manager be like, are you sure you want to take this deal? Because I'm looking at your calendar, I'm looking at your plate right now, and it's so full, and you're so like over spread out, you're thinning yourself out. In a minute, you're gonna crash. But I feel like I don't have a choice because, like you said, there's all these new things happening in life. So our wedding is a hefty fee. It's not cheap. And even though like mom and dad are helping a lot, I still would love to be able to not have to depend on them or ask for them to help with things, even though they're offering. And they're like, this is something that we've already saved.
Yeah, Cheyenne, you're tripping. They've been talking about this. They know this.
Yeah, they always do like, I wanted a big wedding. And so, but at the same time, like I want to be able to take.
You got to release.
I have to be able to still, Zach and I have still agreed to pay for certain things. So we have to make that money. At the same time, we're closing on a house, and the timing of everything is happening all at once, where it was the way it was planned it's not happening how it was planned.
Yeah.
So the amount of funds that are coming out all within a few weeks, man, it's just so overwhelming for me. And I've always done a really good job of having a nice savings. And right now I'm just watching it dwindle away. And then I paid for Ryder's school, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm just watching all this money come out of my account. And I feel like I've worked really freaking hard. And I'm like, what do I have to show for it right now? And I get it. I'm getting a house, but I'm not in that house. I'm still smacked out in the middle of the hood. So it's like, I can't even like begin to process like what
you
I'm
haven't been able to experience the fruits of your labor
yet.
I
can't touch it. I can't see it. Yeah. Like, it's like, but I see all the money going, and I'm just like starting to cringe a little bit. And
don't worry, it's coming.
I'm just like, what am I doing right now? And Zach is looking at me like, girl, what is going on? And I'm like,
you're literally doing exactly what you should be doing. God has given you so many different gifts, and you have run with them in a way that, like, I know things are stressful. I know things are hard. I know things are hitting all at once. But if there's one thing, like, we constantly keep throwing things at the wall, and we're like, something's going to stick. And now things are sticking.
Yeah.
Like, now we're like, oh shit, like, what do we do now? But
and that's so true. So I feel like
these are good problems to have, if you're going to have problems, these are still good problems to have. And it's not to say that they aren't problems and it's not stressful, like,
between everything happening at one time and then still going through all these other problems and situations. It's some days I have good days where I'm like literally looking in the mirror and I'm talking to myself and I'm like, you are that bitch.
Because you are.
You're that bitch. And then there's other days where I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, I need you to fake the funk to be that bitch today. And then by the end of the day, I'm just so depleted and so drained. And I have days where I'm like, I wake up and I tell Zach, I can't do it today. Like, I can't fake it. I can't move. I physically cannot get out of the bed to fake the funk.
Some days you shouldn't. If you
don't have to.
You don't have to. But I know as a mom, you still have to do those movements. And it's hard because you're, like you said you're already depleted. You're feeling like nothing is moving the way you need it to move. But
if there's
then it's like, you don't want to take that energy
to other people.
Into other people or into the kids. So I told,
it's a balance that we have to, that's hard. And sometimes you do have to take those breaks and listen to your body and make sure that, breathe in your bed before you put that energy onto the kids. Because I know with myself, if I bring that energy to Parker, then I'm over here then after crying in my bed because I'm a fucking horrible mom because I'm over here snipping at you,
And it's like they didn't do anything.
Right.
And they don't understand everything I'm going through. So I can't be mad when Ryder's not doing exactly what I'm telling her to do because she doesn't understand I'm having a hard day and I can't put that onto her. So there was maybe 2 weeks ago or last week, I just started crying. Like I was just crying and Zach is like, what do I do with you? Like, what do you need from me to do better? And I'm like, I don't know you're not doing anything wrong. Like, it's not you. I can't really pinpoint what's wrong, but I'm just overwhelmed and it's too much. And he was like, I get it because some days I feel like I'm wearing a mask and I'm like, that's how I feel. Like, so we sat there, we had this really good conversation. And then afterwards we were like, what do we need from each other? And we decided on giving each other more reassurance and more like words of like encouragement, affirmations. So every day since that conversation, I want to say it's been like 2 weeks, but I might be stretching it. So let's give it a week. Every day when I wake up, Zach immediately is like, You are so beautiful in that bonnet, girl. I like that bonnet. Did I tell you how hardworking you are? And I'm like, okay, so in my head, I'm thinking, all right, I got to give him like his
words of affirmation,
and love. And even though there's some days where we're like joking around, it's still
that love.
It still feels.
Those moments matter. They matter. Yeah. The other day I was reading to the kids. Messier came home. He was like, "You're a good mom," and like it made me read even better. I was like,
yeah, I'm a good mom.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we all got different voices now. Like it gave me a little like.
Gives you like a boost.
That boost. It's like that. I see you. Because there's times where we're like, do I feel like reading another book? No. Do I feel like being the man, the woman, the grandma, and the kid that talks like this? No. Like, I don't want it. But it's like, I've got this 3-year-old looking at me talking about make the voice, mom. Like, let me tell you the story. And it's just hearing those things sometimes, it just lets you know, like, you're doing the right thing, like you're on the right path. Like you may be dog tired, but it's like I see you pushing through, like keep doing it, like you're not doing it in vain. So yeah, those little moments of reassurance, and I'm happy to hear that you guys communicate it. For me, it's like I've had to learn how to communicate that with Messier, because there's times where he's like, what do you like, what? I'm like, I don't know, like just hug me, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, just hug me until I figure it out. And then I'll be like, okay, I'm okay.
Are you feeling a little anxious and overwhelmed? These feelings can make it hard to shift gears when you're trying to get in the mood. However, with Dipsea, you can just focus on what makes you feel good. Dipsea has a sexy story for you to indulge in all your fantasies. Dipsea is an app full of hundreds of short, sexy audio stories designed by women for women. Hear the sexy voices of Saranus J. Jackson, ER Fightmaster, Luke Cook, and many others in stories like you've never heard before. New content is released every week, so in between listening to your favorite stories again and again, you can always find something new to explore. Dipsea also has sleep stories, wellness sessions, and now they offer written stories. It's your go-to place to spice up your me time, explore your fantasies, or heat things up with a partner. They bring scenarios to life with immersive soundscapes and characters, no matter who you're into or what turns you on. Find stories about that intriguing coworker with a British accent or hooking up with your hot yoga instructor. For listeners of the show, Dipsea is offering an extended 30-day free trial when you go to dipseastories.com/think. That's 30 days of full access for when you go to DIPSEA stories.com/think. Dipseastories.com/think. From cringing at the pump to getting an eye-popping check at your favorite restaurant, inflation is hitting us all where it hurts. And it really hurts. That's why I started using Upside. Upside is an incredible app for anyone who buys gas, groceries, or dines out. With every purchase, I'm earning cash back thanks to Upside. I recently moved to a new city, and I'm still trying to figure out where the best gas stations are. So I use Upside to see where I can get money back and save on gas. And it's so easy to use. Upside is pretty much a no-brainer. To get started, download the free Upside app, use my promo code THINK, and get $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more. Next, claim an offer for whatever you're buying on Upside. Check in at the business, pay as usual with a credit or debit card, and get paid. In comparison to credit card rewards or loyalty programs, you can even earn 3 times more cash back with Upside. Upside users are earning more than $1 million every week. That's probably why they have a 4.8 star rating on the App Store. So, I'm going to need you to download the free Upside app and use promo code THINK to get $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more. That's $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more using promo code THINK.
Those little pick-me-up moments are always great. Like,
yeah,
really, really are.
It made such a difference. And even in moments of like sarcasm, it's like,
it gives you something.
It like, it just still works. And I don't know.
It keeps your relationship. I would assume it'd keep your relationship like going and make it strong.
Yeah, especially
Oh,
for
you love
us.
me.
Like,
Yeah.
we've known each other for way too long, and there's moments where we have to check ourselves on. We were built off of friendship, so we rely on our friendship and reverting, like not making sure,
lovers.
right, that okay, we're friends, but we're in a relationship. Like there's that line of like
You gotta keep
you have to not keep reminding yourself.
Like,
You got to keep it fresh.
right.
fresh.
But
You know,
because-
those little butt grabs in the day, the little
yeah, but
walk-by
because we're
stroke,
friends, it's like sometimes I feel like I'm hanging out with my buddy. It's my buddy.
I think that's the best. I think that's what makes you guys so fresh to me when I see you guys together, because you do have that buddy bond that most people don't have that
Yeah.
as their foundation. So I think that's a great foundation to have going into a marriage.
Yeah. Even like Ace's nanny, Isabel, the other day, me and Zach were here with her, and Zach walked outside, and I don't know what Zach had did like right before or anything, or if he did anything. And Isabel said, he really likes you. And I was like, I'm so happy you noticed.
It's so when you're around you guys, it's so apparent. Like,
and so it made me feel good because she's here damn near every day, and
she feels
and
it.
I'm like, I'm happy that that's what you take away from our household when there's nobody else here, when it's 8 a.m. and I'm walking around in my dirty robe and a bonnet, and Zach is walking around in his chonies probably. Like, I'm happy that that you're not taking that image away, but you see that our house is love. And
I
even
love
in
it.
the midst of like all of this craziness happening and all of these quote unquote negative things going on around us, like we still exude different from what I think people like, you know what I mean? Like,
you guys haven't, nothing has broken. It didn't break you guys.
I was gonna say, it didn't dim your light, it didn't weaken you, it's only given you guys strength, it's brought you guys closer together. And like, full transparency, if you and Zach didn't have the love that you guys have for each other,
this year would have broke us.
No, for sure.
no, I was gonna say not only that, but it's
Wipe
like
us out.
this is y'all have
The chapter would have been called Wipe Out. Bitch, I would be on the ground still like, wipe
I
out.
was gonna say, if
I'm
y'all
gone.
weren't as, just tight knit as you are, I don't think I would have been able to leave, I would have still been like my sister,
Hey, knock it
but
off.
oh my God, was that to the,
So loud.
You sounded
I
like
hope- I hope that was towards the dog.
It was
the
yeah.
Y'all,
Chasing a toy. They drive me crazy.
I can't wait to come home. I can't wait to come visit LA and see this new little dog. I feel like I'm secretly gonna like it. I feel like I'm gonna like him.
Dad spent the night last night.
Is it her?
It's a boy. Dad spent the night last night. He woke up and I heard him in the kitchen. It was like 4 a.m. and I heard him looking for something to munch on. And I'm like, Dad, is that you? He's like, yeah. And then this morning I asked him, I'm like, why'd you sound so grumpy when you were trying to find a snack? Like, he said,
What was wrong?
I stepped in something and I didn't know if it was pee or shit. And then I said, well, what was it? He goes, it was shit. And then he points and he goes, it's right there. And I'm like, ew, you left it there all night. And he
Like,
goes,
you didn't clean it up?
no, he just put a paper towel over it.
hate
I was so
He's
mad. And then he
dirty.
goes, he said your kitchen is like a landmine. Yeah. And I look in the kitchen, I literally wake Zach up.
we didn't.
And there was shit everywhere. The dog had like the stomach had to be messed up because it was just.
Ew,
Your dad just left it.
Oh yeah, he left it.
I cannot. You took
And then he took a shower this morning. He said I had to clean the boo boo from in between my toes. I'm like, you got that in Ryder's bed with your shitty foot.
That's disgusting.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was too much.
And when Dad spends the night here, he sleeps in what he calls the unicorn room, which is Ryder's room. And sometimes
Ryder's bedroom.
here, sometimes she's not. And the other day, he comes and knocks on our bedroom door. He doesn't wait for us to say like, come in. He just is like one of those people who like knock and open at the same time. So I'm always very cautious when he stays here because I just know that
My hand is stuck.
What is Shannon do? Wait. Nice.
Her hand was really stuck in between the door because of her ring. So the other day, Dad is here. He comes and knocks on our door, but Dad is one of those people who knock and open at the same time and like kind of peeks his head in.
Yeah,
And
he's
I'm
not
like-
knocking to see if it's okay for him to come in. He's not
Right.
going to let you know I'm coming.
Literally. And I'm just like, oh my God, what does he want? And Zach is, asleep but awake, but like it's hella early.
His dad's
He's
still
in
in
his
his
itty
just his
bitty
chonies.
boxers. And I'm just like, Dad, what makes you think that Zach wants to see you at 7 a.m. in your little boxers and your fucking belly out? Like, we don't really want to see that. And then
I just want to see that.
he like comes and sits on our bed and like wants to talk to us and stuff. And I'm just like, all right, Dad, like, all right.
No.
So the next morning, Dad comes in our bedroom, and I'm already thinking, like, how am I going to have this conversation with Dad that you can't come in our bedroom with your boxers on, because that's not the first view that I want to see, and I know Zach probably doesn't want to see that either. So this time he comes in and he has a sheet
I'm done.
over his head, and he's acting like he's a ghost.
I can't.
And noises. And it looks like he has like no boxers on because of where the sheet is cut off.
It's just legs.
It's just legs.
And Dad has chicken legs.
And I'm just like, oh my God, when he takes the sheet off, what are we gonna see? So that's how I've been waking up the past few mornings. So this particular day, Zach literally just takes the comforter and throws it over his head and rolls so that it's tucked.
I was going to say, this isn't the first time Zach has had this moment. And I'm just,
For Zach.
I pray for Zach. Like, Zach is a real one. Zach really does love you. Like, he likes you too, but he loves you. Like, he's there for all the moments.
Seen a lot.
He's seen a lot.
I know the second that would happen with Messier would be like, we can't keep doing this. He'd be like,
It's so
yeah,
normal for
no.
us. It is so normal over here, and I'm just like, is this good or bad?
Like, it's one of those things where he would look at Zach and just be like, can't relate, bro. Like, Zach would
Zach
be
literally
like,
just throws the cover over his head, and it's like he never saw it.
Well, next.
Zach, does it bother you that my dad comes into our bedroom with his boxers on in the morning?
I'm not looking.
I'm not looking.
Yeah, like, hey, man, why you just-
Why in your boxers?
Damn, that's some mornings I don't feel like putting shit on it.
He said some mornings I don't feel like putting shit on either.
I relate to that.
Oh my gosh.
Shoot. The other day, Messier took baths. Well, he takes baths every day, but he took baths. I was so happy. Zaire took a nap. I was in my robe. I was about to take a shower and put clothes on, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
I'm working in my robe all day. And then when Messier came home, I was like, I'm gonna go take a shower now. Like, because I was sitting there like, it's the robes that you gave us for your
Oh, those are like, they feel so
bridesmaids.
good.
They're so good, but it's
Oh, I didn't get one of those.
no, you're not a bridesmaid. Sorry.
Hey, by the way, so many people are like, you're really petty for not inviting Shannon to your wedding. I just want to
invited.
Yeah, I want to say
She's invited.
she's coming to the
I'm a
wedding.
host.
a whole host.
A whole host, and I'm proud.
And she gets to come to the rehearsal dinner because she a host.
Ooh,
Period.
perks.
I'm still her friend,
Yeah.
and she loves me.
Yeah.
She'll be at the bridal shower.
And Shannon's gonna invite me to her birthday dinner this year.
Yeah, I am.
Shots fired.
Because clearly I'm gonna feel some type of way again. And I don't have any way to retaliate this time.
This is hilarious. I love how people were really like, oh, hell yeah, Cheyenne's right. Or they're like, that's my kind of petty.
Right. Like, yeah, I'm a Libra too. Y'all, I'm a
She's a
Libra
Libra
too.
too.
So I be in my feelings. I'm petty just like that.
No, the pettiness. Sometimes I feel like the pettiness, and this isn't dealing with Shannon, but in life,
Girl.
there's times where like I'm just like, I wish I could be more pettier
Me
than what
too.
I am.
I feel the same way.
Like to people online, like trolls and stuff. Like there's some days where I really wish I could say what I want to say back,
But
I
you're a
can't.
good person.
I just can't. Like when someone comments on like my image or my kid's image or Zach's image or something like that, and I go and look at their page and I have so many responses that I could just drop.
It's one of those moments where you're looking at you're like,
I can drop so many bombs back and really hurt your feelings, but I can't do that because God is watching me. And I'm just
Yes,
like,
he is.
God will get you on your own time. No, just kidding.
hey, damn it. I'm like, I wish I could be that person, but
No, you don't wish that.
I
No,
know.
stay you, boo. Stay you.
I swear there's these
You're
days.
great.
These days lately
They've been trying you.
they've been trying
They've
me.
been trying you.
And our show starts airing September 6th. Okay, everybody, tune in. Teen Mom Next Chapter, September 6th. I need all the ratings so that I can pay off this house and have some money. All right.
Leftover.
Watch the show, but please watch it and give me and my family grace. That's all I ask for.
And love.
But it will answer a lot of questions. So
I'm excited for this.
I'm
season.
excited to see
yeah.
No, it's
How-
interesting. Like
how they
past,
portray your whole. I want to see how they portray it and what they take and
Yeah.
what parts they show.
Yeah. Because I did have somebody ask who listens to the podcast and it's like, I'm so tired of you talking like in circles or halfway telling stories and stuff. And I'm just like, okay, like if you just give me like a few more days, I promise you'll understand. Just give me a second. But
What you got on your hat, Kyle?
a dinosaur.
Oh,
Ace is just
for sure, kid life
rubbing
over
on
there.
my water. Okay, well, stop drinking so much and then we won't have these issues.
Is Ace okay, or is he like? Is that like a fake cough?
No, he's just
He's
drinking,
drinking
water.
water.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
He's coughing on Shannon's butt now.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Do y'all have
what do you
who
got?
has? I was gonna say, Shannon, you go first. WTF or advice?
I feel like I haven't been coming with WTFs. I don't know if I'm just I don't know, but I don't got a WTF.
Oh, I have one.
But I'll give some advice.
What you got, girl?
Right.
No. Oh my God. Let's hear your advice.
My advice is staying true to yourself. In work environments and everywhere you go, make sure that you don't conform, right?
Yeah.
Conform to your surroundings or try to be someone you're not in that
Zach.
Ding, ding, ding.
in that environment. So I would say stay true to yourself. I think it's so important. And I say that especially just because I'm in the industry and I feel like a lot of people conform to what they think they should be or
Yeah, they come and assimilate.
yeah. So I think being true to yourself and bringing the true you to wherever your work environment is beautiful, and people really like that and perceive that. So
And it translates well to your
it translates well. So I see that.
Cool.
Kyle, do you have a WTF for advice?
It's not really like a WTF, but it's kind of like a deep WTF. Like it was more like a OMG moment. So this week I was checking my email and I got an update from my Ancestry.com, and I haven't logged in there in probably like 4 or 5 years, and I forgot what it said on there. So I logged in. I was like, oh yeah, what does this stuff say? OMG, I'm like way more white than I thought we were. According to this Ancestry DNA.
How white?
Let's just say it says Scotland, 27%. That was a high figure for me in that moment. Shut up, Zach. 9%.
So annoying.
9% Sweden and Denmark. But then I was like, where are my African people at? Where is my African spirit? Because I know it's here. So 20%
African spirit.
Where is it at?
20. I'm more Scottish than Nigerian.
Oh, look at
I
you.
know that broken.
You are.
We don't
I'm
have to
itching.
say that.
I'm itching. Yeah, 20% Nigerian. It said 19.
I did my ancestry and I don't remember being that white.
Me either.
Maybe I didn't read the numbers correctly.
Look at my face.
But I also don't remember being Nigerian. So maybe I should log back into mine. Are we sisters?
20% Nigerian, 19 Cameroon, Congo, Western Bantu peoples, and then it was like 10% or 9% Sweden and Denmark, and then that other, what is this like?
I really don't know if mine says
like the other 25% were like West African countries.
Reading the same things.
I'm gonna send it to you because I was genuinely like, OMG, like, is this me? And then I called mom, like, Mom, there's so much more white in us than I ever knew. And she was like, my grandfather, or my, what was it? Her great grandmother or great grandfather, somebody was white. There's white people on my dad's side and on my mom's side.
Think about it, you guys.
Slavery.
Yeah, slavery. But we were like, what if we did like a 3-part YouTube series of us like reaching out to our white family, like, hey,
And where do we own some land? Is it in Scotland?
Scotland.
I'm actually a lady and he's a lady. Period.
They are. They are.
I already got my shit taken care of. Okay, all my Scotland brothers and sisters out there, I'm coming for you.
Can somebody send me the link so I can become a lady too?
We really have official papers.
I know you guys.
We're going up in our new house. We're gonna get them framed.
You're gonna get it trained. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that wasn't really like a WTF. It was just like a OMG, like,
Yeah.
I think it'd
It's
be
a learning
interesting.
moment.
Yeah, it was a learning moment. But we have this cousin who actually works for the government in Sacramento, but they're able to do all these research. So it's like she did like all this history on our family.
Oh
So
my
it's
God,
like
she was at mom's house the other day and she helped Zach's dad find his dad.
Wow.
In like a matter of like,
yeah,
15
no,
minutes.
it's
I
like
love that.
she's
That's cool.
tapped into
Yeah.
the databases. Like she's like actually is, got clearance or whatever. So she's able to
The lady
really
who was
find
talking to your
people.
dad. Yeah, it was crazy. And then we realized that Terry is Zach's dad, that his like uncle or something and Nana like dated. Something
Oh,
like that.
whoa.
Yeah, it
That's
was
crazy.
it was like, okay, lady, put your phone down before you find out me and Zach are cousins. Like, stop it.
Stop,
Stop it right now. We're
We're
done now.
good. We don't want to know anymore.
So mine isn't really a WTF, but I just thought it was a funny moment. So yesterday, well, the day before yesterday, Shannon texted me and asked if Ryder can join them to go to the museum. And I was like, hell freaking yeah, because I had so much to do and I hate leaving Ryder at home with Isabel sometimes because Ryder's older than Ace and she doesn't want to stay home with, Isabel and stuff like that. But there's some days where it's physically impossible for me to bring her along my day. So thank you, Shannon, because you saved me that day. But
You're welcome.
so yesterday they went and I was getting my hair braided and my phone died at my braiding appointment. And I was getting my hair braided at somebody's house. It was new. And I already felt a little not uncomfortable just because it's just not my space, and I like to get my hair done either in a shop or I have someone come to my house. So then I'm in my comfort zone, but I was in her comfort zone. And when my phone died, I'm like, damn, like I see a charger right there, but like, I don't feel comfortable enough to like ask for it or.
Really?
So I was
I
just
hear
like,
you.
I'm just gonna ride this wave of my phone being dead. And I'm sure, like, I knew I only had like 15 minutes left. So I'm like, all right, it's not gonna be bad. But I'm also thinking, damn, Shannon has my whole kid and like, I don't know where Zach's at. Like Zach, I think was on his way home from work and like all these different moving parts. And I'm just like, I need my phone to be on. So as soon as I got in my car, I'm like, wait, looking, you know, when you're watching your phone, like, oh my God. And it feels like it's deader than dead, like, because it's taking forever to turn back on. So it finally turns on, and I immediately text Shannon, how's it going? Because now at this point, it's like 4 o'clock-ish, and she's had Rise since 11:30. And my phone has been dead for 30 minutes. And I just think, of course, everything is blown up in those 30 minutes. The world has just ended in those 30 minutes, and I just didn't know.
They've actually gotten in an accident. They're in surgery for 2
Everything
hours.
in me is like, what kind of mother am I that I didn't charge my phone and put my phone on this charger? It was just, you know, all those things are happening in my head.
So many.
And I'm waiting for it to say delivered, and that BITCH does not say delivered anytime soon. So I'm like, oh, hell no, I'm about to call this bitch. So I call Shannon, it goes straight to voicemail. And I'm like, oh my God, they're dead. They're done. The WTF was like, what the fuck is happening? Why is it going to voicemail? And why is my message not saying delivered?
And why haven't I talked to anybody in 4 hours?
Yes. So my mind just starts going in so many different so many different directions. So I called Kyle. I'm like, hey, Shannon has Ryder. Her phone is off.
No, Shannon.
Can you locate her? I'm like, do you share?
It was the build up.
I need the location.
Can you check the location? It was like, yeah, she gave me all this backstory. And in my mind,
because I wasn't trying to sound concerned, because I knew Ryder was like in my head. Okay. I know Ryder's in good hands. Like I know she's okay, but it was more so of like, I'm thinking if this was me and like, let's say I took the kids to the museum. No. And my phone died.
Oh yeah.
No, listen.
You gotta listen to Cheyenne.
Listen, I'm thinking because Kyle said Shannon's car doesn't have a car charger. And this is how my brain thinks. But how is she gonna know how to get home? Because I'm so bad at directions, you guys. If my phone dies, just know, pick me up from the last spot I was at with it, because I'm just gonna stay still because I don't know how to get home. I can be down the street and not know how to get home.
Cheyenne can literally end up in the city 2 cities over. It's happened. True story.
I did it today.
But Cheyenne,
so I'm literally asking Kyle, does Shannon know directions?
And I'm like,
I need to go to the museum.
Where did they go? And Cheyenne's like, the Science Museum. So I described her the Science Museum, like where, and she's like, okay. And then she was like, well, shit, how long are you going to be at the Science Museum? And I was like, well, their age group, there's all these different exhibits. There's the IMAX. And I'm like, they're at that age group where they actually interact with things. They want to push buttons, touch stuff, do all kind of stuff. Like,
yeah. But the funny thing is, on my half, the thing that Cheyenne didn't know.
We're almost done.
Oh, and I was like, damn, Shannon, if Shannon's phone had died, maybe she would have been like, hey, my phone's gonna die, but we're good. So Cheyenne and I were having this whole moment of like, where is everyone? Then I was trying to check your location, and it kept saying location cannot be found, or like location not working. And then Cheyenne was like, I'm gonna hang up and see if it works now.
Oh yeah, Kyle's like, okay, let's hang up and let's see if it will locate her when we're not.
Mind you, I'm checking on my second phone and it's still not coming up. So I'm like, that's not it, bro.
I'm hanging up. Call me right back. I hang up so quick. And by the time I hung up with Kyle had texted me, she's calling you. Shannon was already calling me. And now I'm like,
well, what the hell happened?
What the hell just happened?
Y'all, on my end, first off, while we were at the damn museum, my phone died. So I was in panic. And we were like halfway done with the museum. We were almost done. And I'm like, fuck. Cheyenne's gonna kill me. She's probably sent me 50 texts like, where's my kid, Shannon? What are you guys doing? Send me pictures. So I was already panicking inside the museum. And so I was like, okay, you guys, let's go. I'm like, okay, you can do it one more time, but we gotta go. So I finally, like Cheyenne said, like, your phone can't charge fast enough. So right when it charged, I was like, okay, phew. Like, I text Cheyenne right away. I'm like, I text, we're getting snowballs. I'm like, and I'm wondering why Cheyenne's phone wasn't going, like, why my text didn't send through, or why she didn't text me back right away. I'm like, fuck, like,
what's happening?
It's been at least an hour since my phone's been off. Like,
Oh.
I was even in the freaking museum, like, excuse me, what time is it? I'm like, okay, thank you. Like, come on, you guys. So then once my phone turned on, we went to go get snowballs. It probably charged for like a few minutes. And if you guys know in LA, like the snowball place takes 5 hours to get a damn snowball.
Oh my God, yes.
So
Don't
I was
ask for a phone, okay?
panicking. I kept looking at my phone and then I looked at it and then it said, gloop. And I said, oh shit. I said, because when I text that, and then I'm like, damn, I don't have Zach's number to tell him my phone's about to die. Or to ask, like, where is Cheyenne? Is Cheyenne okay? Like, I was in a panic
Because my phone was
Her
dead.
phone was sick because I called her, went straight to voicemail when I called
Yes.
her. So I was in panic. I'm like, and then my mind went somewhere. I'm like, is she okay? Like, what
Y'all
happened?
both thought y'all were in
Yes,
a
it was
somewhere.
bad.
And then, so when you called me, I was in panic because my phone just turned on once you called.
Okay, and that's when I
was
called
like,
you
Kyle,
because it wasn't showing the location, and then all of a sudden it said locate. It found your location, and it said now. And I was like, "This bitch's phone is on. Why is she not answering Cheyenne?" And then Cheyenne, the last thing Cheyenne and I were like, Cheyenne was like, "How am I going to tell mom? What if mom starts asking where's Ryder?"
Oh yeah.
And then we were like,
we had dinner plans and mom was like,
yes.
I'm picking you guys up at 5:15. I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, damn, it's 4 something. Like, how am I gonna break that I can't find Ryder?
And I was like, yo, well, did you make plans on drop off? And Cheyenne was like, no, I left it all up in the air. And she's like, I didn't think they'd be gone this long. And then we were like, I was telling her where the science museum is. And she was like, well, if anything, mom's just going to pull up to the science museum.
And Kyle said there's gonna be a PSA talking about Shannon compliant to the front, please.
Bring the kids home. It's time. It's done.
It actually worked out perfectly because by the time Shannon got back to the house, we chilled, we hung out, we talked, and then mom and Dave ended up coming, and we had dinner plans, and we decided to take the kids to Benahanas because we thought it would be entertaining for them. And we were just like, everybody, come on. So then we all ended up going out to dinner with Parker and Shannon, and we had a good night. And the kids had a long, fun day.
Wow, that sounds so nice.
Sorry, but it was, I will say this, Kyle, right when they got in the car together, they automatically started talking about Boz. Like, oh, we miss Boz, and we wish Boz was here. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, Ryder told me they did a newscaster thing, and she was like, yeah, it was for 3 seats. Boz was supposed to be there.
Yeah. They for sure, Boz's spirit was there in love, like literally. So it was very sweet.
Yeah, so that was my WTF moment.
And I guess mine, because I was in panic too, y'all. I was like, no, she's never gonna let me take Ryder again.
I was like, oh my God, how do I break it to my mother?
That's all I could think about was mom. I was like, and I kept thinking, I was like, Shannon takes Parker out all the time. Like, they're good. Like,
yeah. They were good.
And I was like, Ryder and Parker together, they listen, like, they're
no troubles. These two it's conversation all day. They give me no troubles. They listen.
And they're protective of each other.
Your mom doesn't know much about spaceships. To Parker. Like, girl,
goodbye.
But yeah, it was the best day. It was a really good day.
I love it. Well, I'm excited to come home in a few weeks.
I'm excited for you to come home.
I'm excited too.
I miss y'all. I will be there.
We can't wait to do the podcast with you here and hug you and love on you guys.
I know. I'm just nervous that like when I get back, people are gonna expect me to like work and want to work, and I'm gonna be like, no. I'm still gonna work because I have to. But everything in me is just, damn. Everything in me is just gonna want to like come hang out with you guys. I want to come like just lay in a bed with you and like, for you to lay in. What? I know you have a bed for me to lay in. And guess what I watched, Cheyenne?
What?
Guess what I watched?
House of Dragons?
I did.
I'm so proud of you.
I
I
did.
did, but no, that's a big deal, Shannon. I didn't watch all that Game of Thrones shit. I'm like, what is this? The first episode, I was like, I'm good. It was like the first scene, I swear it was like a brother and sister having sex, and I was like, I'm not with
All
all
right,
this
all right,
incest
all
stuff,
right.
and I turned it
talk
off.
about
And that
this.
was like, and then the next episode I saw was what was the Red Wedding or something?
You just started off on the wrong foot.
I came into two very like, whoa,
Came in
what
hot.
is this? Came in real hot. But it's interesting. Messier doesn't watch it either. And I think he actually fell asleep while watching it. But I watched it. But I think it's so crazy that they were talking about how much the episodes cost.
Oh, how much do they cost? Like $1 million gazillion each?
Yeah, I want to say the whole season. It was either like $100 million or $200 million, but it's like what are there, 10 episodes? So each episode is like a $10 million production.
I
Like,
believe it.
I believe it too. There's so
don't
much.
quote me on those numbers, y'all, but they
House of
were in the
Dragon.
millions. But I was just like, this is insane. Like,
I believe it. Hey, we're
I
almost.
believe it too. After I watched it, I was looking at all the costumes, all the special effects.
Mhm.
Like, there's a lot of different layers, all the sets. I'm like, where do they even film this? Like,
And the Iron Throne is real. It moves around Europe.
Really?
Yeah, I had planned the whole trip around going to see it, and then it got
When?
moved.
It's real.
Shut up, Zach. Well, you're gonna be mad when I plan this trip again, and we're gonna go sit
I was
on.
gonna say,
the
Zach,
throne.
I don't know why you're laughing, because you're gonna be sitting on the throne with the
I'm gonna
outfit.
take a picture of me, get low, and get my angle. All right, y'all. Thanks for listening to this week's podcast. We love you guys. Thanks for keeping up with us and following us and going through our WTF moments, our good moments, every moment pretty much.
Every moment.
Don't
Just
forget
our
to follow
lives.
us at the Think Loud Crew on Instagram and on our YouTube. And you can follow me at Shy Not Shy.
And follow me too. And follow
That's Ryder K.
and follow me and follow my nail polish and follow anybody on Instagram.
There you go. All
And
right.
give a thumbs up.
Yeah, give us a thumbs up.
And you
For
can
the
follow.
kids
Right,
podcast
right.
with the kids.
All right, goodbye.
And you can follow me at Hair by Shannon C.
And you can follow me at Kyle Lynn. And this has been great, y'all.
All right, love you.